I cannot. I just can't.
So, all right. So, D's busy, so we're gonna welcome you to Shooting the Shit with Rondé T, because he ain't coming to work. So he said to tell his subscribers, what's up?
Tell his subscribers what's up. And by the way, say what's up to his friend Max.
What's up? All right,
Just
y'all.
saying.
So, welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rondé T. Tonight we are reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 12. But before we start, y'all drop down, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel. All right, so episode starts off with Stormy, where we ended, Stormy talking to her aunt. And aunt is saying to Stormy, you always allow your mom to act like that. And she's like, she can't control her. And she was like, well, I can. I can control from her acting a fool with me and mine. So if that means, Stormy, that I can't be a part of your family, it is what it is. So Stormy is like, she can't control her mom, and she
I
wants.
mean, all the sage and sound bowls in the world ain't gonna fix that. Like,
No.
your mother's an asshole. Not even her.
Well, she said she wanted back the way it was when they were young. And then she said, Mom, go do something. Say something to your sister. And her mom was like, how the fuck I'm going to talk to somebody walking off?
Her mama came stomping down that hill like a damn Sasquatch.
I said they had the Jaws on last week when she walked down there.
Oh my God.
I didn't know she was going to jump on the woman or
Nobody wants to play with your mama, Stormy. It's just going to be you. That's it. That's it. And I don't blame her sister. Like, first of all, it's kind of weird because first we didn't know Stormy at all. Then we got thrown straight into some family drama. Like, we didn't ease into anything. We just went straight from, hey, who's this girl with the estate, to her,
Damn. It's not even like the same girl, is it? That we been there.
But now I see why she's so sensitive about being called ghetto.
Why? Because her mama ghetto.
Yeah. And she knows it. And she knows it. You know how that's a trigger? Like, she's been saying that she's hearing this all her life. This shit's real ghetto, Stormy.
Yeah, she came from, that life, and she worked herself out of it. And she don't want you to keep pulling her back down into.
But it's her mother.
Absolutely, it
is. Listen, I feel like I could speak on behalf of both of us that if we wanted to invite certain folks to the cookout just for shits and giggles, well, we could do that. But most people don't want to bring that
cookout fun. It makes the cookout fun.
Not with the freaking cameras though. I feel like all these people like go find the most ratchet people in their family. Be like, hey, come record. Like, Stormy, you knew how that was gonna turn out. Not even with cameras. Your mama don't care. She don't care.
She don't care, but I feel like her mama's always there. Because for the longest, I thought her mama lived in the house with her for a while.
Well, hell, she's got a whole estate. Don't her mama live like over there on
She probably do.
I don't know how Courtney's still around. He
used to it. Because she been on Courtney a long time, ain't she? Girl, why look like it's somebody
him either.
Outside your window? Like, what you got out there? A little shop of horse? What the hell going on over there?
It's a tree.
Shit, you never know. Shit, y'all be having
right there in front of that window, and the branches are like hanging in front of the window. So
okay, because y'all be having animals and shit and
walking around. But that's just branches.
Okay, all right. It would caught my eye, y'all.
That's the person who just posted a whole fucking, what was that? A groundhog?
What, the groundhog? my arch enemy.
I mean, we don't have that. I don't have freaking.
I don't know how you don't have. Y'all don't have them.
No, I don't. Like, I'm sure they're somewhere, but not. You have like a season where every year you're out caging up some damn.
Yes, that's my arch enemy.
But you want to talk about me?
Yeah, but they're not scaly. It's not the same. They're furry. They're damn near cute, but I'm gonna kill it.
That shit ain't cute.
I mean, take them out. Anyway, y'all, speaking of dysfunctional, we got Martell. Martell is over here. He was ordered by the court to go to therapy. So now we're seeing him in his therapy session.
You see, what you need, Martell, is 20 babysitters, and then you won't have no issues. It's time
babysitter
to go
canceled on him, and he was mad, at his mama, and he was ready to cuss everybody out, is what he said. Okay.
I feel like your mama been told you she wasn't finna be babysitting.
I feel like
I heard her say that. And based on the
said.
way Miss Marlene show up, you know, with her thigh meat hanging out the dress, I feel like Miss Marlene has to do Martell, and this is another thing. It's one thing when you got one little baby grandchild to come over and you can, you know what I'm saying? You got 4 children.
Four. Miss Marlene ain't got time for that.
She been told y'all she wasn't doing that.
Child.
I'm pretty sure I heard that lady stand in her kitchen with her glass of wine, told y'all what she wasn't finna do, be sitting up here babysitting all day. Now that's what I heard her say.
And I believe it. She didn't babysit y'all when y'all was kids. So she showed the hell like
raise y'all, nigga. What made you think she was finna raise y'all kids?
Child.
And you mad because you don't have a system? Because I feel like for Mel, that's not a thing. See, she got a, what you call it? She got a village. Where your village at, Martell?
Marlene.
Look. All right.
So then she
where Ariel? She don't babysit? She already? She not.
She ain't babysitting. You got babysit hers. So the therapist bring up, where's Dad? And he says somewhere in Huntsville. And I completely forgot that we had met Dad at one point. I completely forgot till they did that flashback. Well, sure he was around and then he got the hell on down. Okay. And then he said his mom said, you are who you are. And she says that because he has a younger brother who we just found out about, who was locked up. So I feel like you do all of that. You a good boy, Martell.
He's Martell. The good boy. Well, yeah. Miss Marlene, why you not seeing that boy down to the ROTC? Because seemed like you could have used a little bit of that.
Down where?
Down to the ROTC where she sent Martell.
Oh, well, shit, hell. I don't know. He ain't go. He was already locked up. I don't know. He was younger. He was wild. So the Scotts have a date night. They're in painting class. Okay. Before Marcel and Tisha get there, we see just Kimmy and Maurice. And the instructor of the class is talking about, you know, what y'all do when you get done with your paint pieces. And at this point, you need to hand wash your pieces. And Maurice looks at Kimmy and said, well, that's your department. Because, you know, men don't clean.
Is Maurice, is he trolling Kimmy or is he trying to troll us? What is happening? Because
I think his true damn colors is out. It's like the scare is over now.
Every week he's like way more trash than Marcel.
Yeah.
What do Tisha be dressed for? I think she just be like, in her mind, I'm about to be fancy. She just want to be fancy everywhere she goes.
Oh, Tisha, I ain't mad at her. She look cute.
But she just looks so like she was going to an office or something. Like she was fancy.
She was fancy. Kimmy's like, look here, Master need to see you wash a dish or two. He was like, you should just tell him to do it. And she's like, basically, she ain't trying to be the evil stepmama. How about you? Once I tell him and you see he don't do it, you need to step in at that point.
Not just that, like I'm the stepmother. It exhausts a lot of energy to be fussing at kids. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Tony had to come stay with me for a little while, and I said something to Caitlin, and she didn't move right away. And he said, you heard Mama, get up and go do what she told her to do. And she did it. And I remember feeling like, oh, that was nice to have somebody just
He don't feel like
all
he
that
needs to do
fussing
that.
is exhausting.
He don't feel like he needs to do that. So we got Marcel and Tisha come in, and he starts off the conversation with Kimmy don't feel at liberty to punish Monster. And they're like, what?
What did he do?
Right. So she's like, well, Maurice don't back me up. And he's like, she don't need backup. And she's like, yeah, like kids are judgy. And he's like, well, you act like he's not your kid too. No, that is not what she said. Don't do that. Don't do that. And Tisha gets into this whole, Kimmy, you should be able to raise him without tiptoeing around Kaia's feelings. And I'm like, who said that? She didn't say that. That's not what she said.
Why are we involving Kiowa anyway?
Yeah.
It's not, I don't need to call Kiowa because his daddy is right here.
Yeah.
What am I calling her for?
Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Maurice said that, not Tisha. Maurice said that.
I'm just saying, either way, Maurice said a lot of dumb shit. Tisha co-signed it.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I'm tiptoeing around your feelings. And I'm like, yeah, he wants a thing with Kiowa. And she did not bring up Kiowa one time, but he's trying to make this a thing.
I think he likes the idea of having
which you see later on.
Kiowa is showing up looking like glad to have Maurice out the freaking hair at this point. The dark cloud is like, it's gone. Mm-hmm. And he was showing up as the same person. Mm-hmm.
And then he tell her that he's empowering her to be able to do this.
I hate him is what it is. I really do. I can't stand this bitch ass. He's the worst of the worst. Like he's doing that shit on purpose. Like I think, and this is why you don't have no cases, Maurice, because your arguments is ass. You just don't. Just go ahead and stay down at the office and clean up the people's credit because you suck as an attorney. Because if I was a judge, I would kick you out of my courtroom for saying stupid shit.
Well, when Tisha says that she think that Kim and Kiowa should be able to communicate, he comes in with, I've been fostering that relationship for years. He's the man.
It don't seem like they having any issues communicating. They're not going to be friends, so.
And then he had a nerve to say to Kimmy that he felt like Kiowa has moved forward, but Kimmy, you're staying still. You're stuck in it. Kiowa is moving on.
Clearly, it's written all over her face.
And the Kimmy don't have an issue. Her issue, and she done said it 1,000 times, with you, Maurice. It has nothing to do with Kiowa.
And Maurice said, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. It's not me. It's got to be you.
It's you. It's you. So we meet Martell's little brother, Montez. Montez was paroled a year ago, and he's out, and now he's recently married. He looked like the uncle. Uncle Sam.
Uncle that was over there pissed off.
He favored Uncle Sam. Martell looked like his mom, because I was thinking about dad. He didn't look like dad at all. And then this one looked like the uncle.
Well, we don't know who his daddy is.
You said what?
I said we don't know who his daddy is. He should call Kiki because she be having.
But they got the same daddy, right?
No, same mother.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? Marlene. Them is Marlene's kids.
So in that case, it might be in a boys in the hood situation. That's why he didn't get to go to ROTC.
Right. Yes. Marlene was out there. She had to work all the time, pay these bills because the one daddy was in jail. We don't know where the other daddy was, but clearly not there being a stepfather. So she had him when she was off from work. She had to put on that little dress and let the thigh meat show and go out in these streets because what is you looking for? A new daddy. That boy said they raised their step.
What you said? You gotta go to the bathroom. Pause for the cause, because she is having a fit. Come on. So they talk about, the dad wasn't in their lives, and if they were, maybe they would have turned out worse. Who would have known? I mean, we know Martell dad, what route he took, and basically, like she said, mom was at work, they had to raise themselves. Martell said he was only able to shake it off because he also was in alternative school, but the recruiter ended up saving him, took him a different route. Then Martell started going on.
Make him a good man. It made him not under arrest.
Yeah, it just took him to a different route. Then he started talking about how getting married had him focused, and it made it easier for him to, have a wife basically take care of him and then be able to do the things that he needed to do. But now, he got to worry about babysitters. Which brings, oh boy, bro, bring up, well, yeah, what about that diss song she had made about you?
It was so annoying listening to Martell trying to give somebody marital advice.
Yeah, this dude right here, he's been married for the first time. This is his real relationship. And I'm just like, well, you don't want to take relationship advice from this dude.
Not from him. And he talking about make sure y'all satisfy each other.
Yeah, he threw that dig up in there. Yeah. So then he invited him to this business expo because he's trying to teach him how to, focus on legit business versus what they were doing. I'm like,
I mean, everywhere to take child, send him on over there. See if he get inspired. He got a job at UPS. That's a good job. Didn't he say UPS or something?
FedEx.
FedEx, okay. That ain't a bad get right out of parole.
For sure. That must be one of them jobs, because I know somebody else, once they got out, they was working from FedEx. So yeah.
Well, shout out to FedEx for giving the ex-cons an opportunity to come by your house while you ain't home. And
but they pay good too, though.
Make sure you got your Ring camera, because we don't know where the FedEx drivers came.
So to me, Wakaiwa, okay, because they need to get on the same page. And Kimmy was like, no, you the only one ain't on the same page. So he sit up there with Kaiwa. Did he tell you I had him at boot camp? He get up at 5 p.m. in the morning. And she like, okay, and what else? And then Monster's like, well, I got chores, the laundry, trash, keeping my room clean. And we all know Kimmy added that part because that wasn't even part of boot camp. So,
well, I mean, okay.
So Maurice is like, do you have any disagreement?
There's no real structure, because every time he asked Monster that, Monster don't have an answer. Like you said, those are the things that Kimmy added to the list.
Yeah.
Is boot camp listening to him run his mouth every morning? Because I can't get up at 5 o'clock to do that.
That's what it is. He probably got motivational speeches and shit for him to do.
I'm not motivated, and neither is Monster.
So then he listened. Kai was like, do you have any disagreements with that? And she was like, well, it sounds like it need adjustments. I mean, Kimmy said he ain't doing the chore. So it looked like, he needs some kind of help. But then she looked at Monster, was like, but that's on you. You got to do what she's asking you to do. Then of course, Maurice look at him. So do you disagree? Because you're over there looking like you disagree. He just jumping on the board.
I want to know. First of all, Monster does not sound like a bad kid. He sounds like a regular ass teenager. And this attitude that he has right here is what I was saying about Marlo. Like, this is what that looks like. And I don't know any kid that's excited to get up and come be filmed while his parents embarrass him in front of national television. And he's supposed to look like what?
Why
If
you
I'm
sitting
not
up there
going to
talking
okay
about
the door right now, she gonna act like this room is 700 square feet because it takes her so long to get from her bed to the door. I can literally stand there and hear her not moving. Then I knock again and I hear her go.
they don't want to do it.
She don't even know what I want.
It don't matter. You're bugging her.
I'm bugging her.
And
then she cracks her door open.
At that age, they all stay in their room. At that age.
She cracks her door open and I have to bust it. Like, open the door so I can, first of all, let some air in here because it smells funky in here because you did have the door closed all day long.
And the room is a mess. And how many dishes do you have in here?
Is this your laundry in the chair or is that the laundry on the floor? Which are those two things?
Well, he gives him this whole "you're running out of time" speech. Your life is now and you're running out of time. And since you're running out of time, I bet you got homework you need to do. Go run off and do that too. He was just happy to get up out of there. Monster was like, whatever. So it's just the three of them in a room. And Maurice go on like, you guys aren't saying anything. I'm on an island all by myself. And Kim is like, you just basically like to talk. And, you like to hear yourself talk, and ain't nobody, like, he ain't responding to that. And Kaya was like, he probably has these, feelings going around because he's not with his mom. And Maurice looks at her was like, because you baby him. And I asked him to grow up. And she was like, I mean, she didn't get mad. She stayed like this the whole meeting.
She'd be like, congratulations, bitch.
Right.
He's all yours.
I did a lot for him, but not baby him, nurtured him. Because that's what moms do, And your plan, they was like, your plan ain't effective either.
The difference is moms, and I'm not gonna say all of them, I'm just gonna say it's the norm. Moms don't just do like she's an active example. This is why he doesn't mind doing it, because the mother is gonna say, listen, I'm tired of doing your laundry, get up and do it yourself. Maurice, you don't do shit. You ain't giving him no example of nothing. Like, you really, like, besides being married and I don't know how successful you are. I think your success is actually based on Kimmy's success. So I'm not really even gonna give you that because I don't know what the fuck you do. Sorry. You's an ain't shit nigga and an ain't shit day. Look like. Send that boy back home with his mama so he can thrive. Because
my thing the whole time, he needs to be at home with his mom.
He should just go home.
Yeah.
And all of this time, Kimmy is preparing to have what is it? Some kind of surgery for cancer, whatever her last.
And you want to put all this extra stress.
And you want to put all the work on her. You don't want her to plan a party, but in the very beginning, when he was talking about having Monster come, Kimmy was like, just make sure I'm not the one pulling all the weight. She already knew back then.
She said that. Yep.
And he was a little boy then. Now he's a teenager. Oh. It's so hard to figure them out.
Child. And they tell him, Maurice, make it comfortable for nobody to have a conversation with you. He don't want to talk to you. So we got Stormy and Courtney.
Talk to him. You don't talk to him. You don't know what's going on with him.
Right. Everything is you need to do better. And the world is coming, and I'm trying to raise you to be a man to raise this business, and you're
what does he like to do?
And when Kaya was, because he talking about you did everything for her. Monster was quite young when we first seen him. He's just now to that age where they're teenagers now, where you be like, okay, come here, let me show you.
Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that.
Yeah. So we got Stormy.
I remember going, it's so funny because you do, as a mother, you be doing everything and you don't realize that you're keeping them from doing things. And so.
Because you want it right. Because
well, that, but I mean, because like with Tony being the oldest, he knew how to do stuff very early because it was just me and him. And then when Kylie came along, Caitlin had me and a big sister to do things for her. And I remember like giving her the key to go unlock the door, and she fumbled with that key for freaking ever. And I was like, the kid don't even know how to unlock the door because somebody's always doing something. So I went and got her key, and then when she gets out the car, I'm like, go, you know what I'm saying? It's you realize as a mother, like, oh, I guess I should stop doing everything. So, you know.
And some of the stuff, like I said, you do it because you want the shit done right. Like I could have you go in there and wash them dishes, but then I'm gonna be pulling out all these damn nasty crumbs still in my cup when I pull it out. You know what I'm saying? But you know what
my mother used to do? She used to go and put it all back.
Yeah, mine did that too, but like
we've had this discussion.
Yeah. You know. No. So we got Stormy and Courtney. They basically got small talk at first. Talking about, you know what, basically they made the right decision on firing Cuz. Cuz needs to go. You know, because they said they did 800 orders by themselves when it was just the two of them. So
we were talking about that.
Yeah.
How, like, production. So they actually are able to do double what I said, because I feel like I said something like 400. But you know what would have been more interesting? Watching Stormy and Courtney down at that factory picking up that pace, trying to handle that business that we've been so interested in, rather than watching her mama down there stomping across the yard arguing with her sister.
I don't know. I thought that was a very good episode. I appreciate that.
I wasn't entertained, but I don't know the people.
Look here. Everybody reviews after that got interesting after that episode right there.
But her and her mother?
Yeah, after the argument from last week. It's the only thing that put some light into this whole season.
I thought that shit was stupid. It ain't bring no light to me. I'm like, who are these people? I don't give a shit. I don't care that they don't like each other.
On last week talking about her mama.
And I ain't the only one to call her Rasputia because I heard it somewhere else. So I ain't the only one that's seen it.
But that's what I'm saying. It gave y'all something to talk about because
I don't like with Wanda, and I don't miss Wanda by no means, but it wasn't like a stranger. As soon as we went to Bessemer with Wanda and all the people, we was like, no, take it on back. We don't want that because we don't know them. I don't care. I'm not surprised that Betty can't get along with her family because Betty can't get along with anyone except Stormy. Carry on. End of story. We gonna do that again?
She said that. I didn't say that.
You said what?
I said she said that. I didn't say that.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No more Betty. Thank you.
I'm sorry. He's just, did you hear my door slam? Okay. So she was saying the whole purpose of her having this meeting at the house with the aunties was to show them that, look here, me and Junior is cool, so y'all don't need to be beefing. And she talked about, you know, she wanted to plan this whole trip to Jamaica with her family, but, you know, her mom started acting crazy, talking about she ain't going if the aunt go. And I was like, your mom is the issue. So you gonna have to leave her out.
You could have had a fun trip with your family and leave your mama home. You have to do everything separate. You and Betty, and then you and whoever else you want to go with, because she ain't gonna like your friends.
With the whole family, and mama, if you don't want to go, then you just don't have to go, and then you gonna.
She ain't gonna be able to do that because that's her mother. So she gonna ride with her mother. So Betty gonna always need her own trip.
Well, child, I would have left, and I'd be like, Mama get tired of being left behind. She got tired. Because right now, because she feel like she said, she feel like she got to choose between the two. And Courtney was like, look here, they're gonna have to change or they're gonna regret it. Because when it's too late, it's too late. And that's a real. Child. So we see Kiowa and Monster out for dinner. And he basically tell her he don't feel like that he got anyone that he could talk to there, you know. And she asked what if she comes around more. And when I tell you this boy face lit up and he got to smile.
I haven't seen him like
I've
ever.
never seen him smile like that. He was like, I would like that, you know, and she's like,
and the
well,
crazy
how
thing
often?
is, even Kimmy said, Monster is a sweet, he likes hugs and kisses and all of that. And I'm sure he gets that from Kimmy. But he wants a relationship with his father, who thinks the relationship is taking you to school and bringing you back home.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya, well, take your son back home to Detroit and let him come back there for the summers.
Yeah. So then we got a conversation with Kimmy and Maurice.
Somebody said, and I can't remember where I heard it, somebody said Maurice just didn't want to pay child support. And I believe that. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. I was like, oh. He figured he could get Monster there. He got Kimmy to take care of him, so he doesn't have to do anything. And it's a win-win. Kaya, would take your boy home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at this age, it's too much. Kids be falling way too far into depression. I'm not sure why that's such a thing at this generation. Take him home because he's sitting around getting and I clearly he doesn't have that type of connection with Kimmy because I ain't really never seen him smile like that until this episode.
So Kimmy and Maurice, you know, Kimmy suggests that they go to family therapy and, you know, just the three of y'all. And he's like, oh, so you must not be a parent. You don't want to go. And she was like, I just felt like all of us there might be a little bit too overwhelming.
I want her to stop being so nice and say, I'm not his mother.
This whole conversation.
I raised my kid already.
This whole conversation.
Yours. I'm just a co-parent. That's it.
He suggests that maybe her and Kaya will need to meet up together. And they need to work out all the stuff that they had going on historically. And she like, the past is the past. I don't feel like we need to work out anything. He was like, yeah, I hear that. That means you're just not over it. He just cussed her off. But what I was saying was,
he's not over it. I think he misses that whole.
Like it's a battle over him.
Yeah.
That whole time she's talking to him, I was getting irritated because she still does that baby, babe. I mean,
honey.
Babe, no. And I'm like, I wish she would stop Google Gaga.
I wish she would just say it. Say it. I'm not his mother. You're his father. Raise your kid. I raised mine. Say that. See what happens.
I bet you he wasn't outside of the little speeches that he throw around. I bet you he wasn't that all up in her son's life like that either. You know what I'm saying?
Based on the way Jalen be looking at this nigga. Matter of fact, Jalen finished school and went on to do things on his own.
Jalen was closer to Marceau, honestly, than he was Maurice.
I was just getting ready to say, as much as I can't stand Marceau either, Marceau was just talking last week about taking his son to stay in that house so they can work together. And I can guarantee you his son don't want no parts of that shit because he's a teenager. He probably, the thought of doing any of that probably makes his ass itch. But that's what quality time is. And maybe not now he won't appreciate it, but when he's grown and he has a skill, whether he becomes a part of that business or not, when he have his own house, he'll be like, oh, I know how to bust these stairs down because I already did it when I was a kid. What do you do? Maurice don't do shit. That's why he don't have nothing to offer.
Maurice said he talked to that boy when he drive him back and forth to school. Okay, and that's parenting.
Well, we all know what that conversation goes like. How was school? Good. What'd you do?
You need to concentrate on your grades because I'm trying to make you go to a higher level. Life is passing you by, son.
Life is passing you by when you're 14?
That's what he said.
Jesus.
Child. And then we see next week. This will piss me off. We see Kimmy having this meeting with Kiowa. I'm like, for what?
I'm like Kiowa now, bitch. Don't ask me no more about you being a side chick, because you was. Now you was over there stalking this man down to the Instagram and going to get the boy's haircut, and whatever he said, we already know he was dibbling and dabbling.
She was like, okay.
We're getting along. Why are we bringing this shit back up again? And I hope that that's not where this direction is going.
Please don't, because it's stupid. It's stupid. Y'all, that's Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know. We're on 12. I don't know why we're still here.
We're here so you can see your favorite family over there arguing with the aunties and Rasputin.
But that was the best thing this whole damn season, because the rest of it was boo-boo.
Wow, because I hated it.
It was boo-boo.
Every time Stormy Mother shows up, I get irritated.
It gave me something to watch. Now, I'm not saying that I like her mom, because I felt like her mom was full of it. But the rest of this shit was boring as hell. So, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all go ahead, drop down, like this button, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, drop down in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.